Thanks for tuning in to the Medevac podcast, powered by the Robert Irvine Foundation, whose mission is to support and strengthen the physical and mental well-being of our nation's heroes and their families. I'm one of your hosts, David Reid.
And I'm your other host, Christian Meyers. Thank you very much for joining us today on the Medevac podcast. If you're new here, there's a price for the show. You have to share it with a friend or family member if you get something out of today's episode. If I could speak correctly today, I absolutely would. If you notice, we are not in our normal studio. It's because we are in Rockwall, Texas right now. We're at the Texas Gun Ranch. They've been nice enough to lend us their facility to do some recording with some local Dallas and Rockwall folks because got some great folks up here. So our guest today, who's joining us here at Texas Gun Ranch, is Brandon Bamburg. He is a Navy veteran and, I'm going to dare say it, country music star. He is a country music singer-songwriter. He's got a pretty interesting career, transitioning from the military into music full-time, which is not very common, but it's pretty inspiring to see. So welcome, Brandon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here.
Have you done a podcast before?
Never have. This is my first one.
This is the first one.
And it's a good one to be on. So I appreciate you guys. I was saying earlier, you guys have had some great guests on here. So, it's an honor to be here with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah,
and thank you guys for your service too. So
appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Well, let's rewind it back to the start of your journey into your military career, which was what year did you join?
This was 2010.
2010. Okay. And what inspired you to pick the Navy of all places as well?
It was originally, it was going to be the Marine Corps because every kid that sees a dress blue Marine uniform wants to be a Marine. But
sure.
I'd always grew up wanting to be in the military or be like John Rambo or something like that. And so after 9/11, I was in 4th grade when that happened. And that was kind of like the point where I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to get in the military. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to serve. So, so when I turned 14, I was at an air show down in Houston, and I saw this group called the Navy Sea Cadets. And I was like, what? These are like kids wearing uniforms. I was like, what is this? And then they told me, it's like Boy Scouts on steroids. Yeah. And so it was like they get to travel across the country and do all this cool stuff, working with all the different areas of the Navy. And so I was like, I want to do that. Yeah. So I joined up in that, and then eventually found the Civil Air Patrol, which you were part of too. And I did both of those programs for 4 years. And as soon as I turned 18, I got a appointment to go to the Naval Academy Preparatory School in Newport, Rhode Island. Yeah. And I went there for almost a year. And I'm
surprised the Civil Air Patrol didn't pull you into the Air Force.
They tried their best, but I was gung ho on the Navy because and the reason why I wanted to do the Navy eventually was I wanted to be a SEAL. That was kind of like, my trajectory, what I wanted to do. And
sure.
So, that was my mindset. But I did the Air Force programs too and tried to, please them as much as possible. But my heart was set for the Navy. Yeah. And I always loved the water growing up too. Yeah. So, I was fine with it.
That makes sense. The Navy's more military anyways.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's much more military. Yeah. So how did the Sea Cadets and then CAP, how did those things shape you? Because I imagine like that type of experience at that young of an age put you well ahead of your peers.
I grew up a good kid. I was never the trouble kind, and but those programs really matured me at an early age. Some of the best years of my life were in those programs.
Sure.
Even better in sometimes in the military, because it's like, they teach you structure, discipline, and organization at a very early age.
Yeah.
And so it was great to be part of those, and it really just set me up. Even if you don't go in the military, it's a great program for kids, for both of them. Yeah. Even the young Marines too, or just any kind of program like that is great for kids to give them that sense of patriotism and pride and a love for the country, which I think we need more of these days. So
we definitely do.
Could not agree more. Yeah. Or at the very least, just the discipline aspect would probably help most kids these days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's whole topic of discussion there.
Yeah.
That's a whole podcast by itself.
So,
huh?
how did you decide what you wanted to do in the Navy?
Well, 16 in the Sea Cadets, I went to it was a mini buds training that they had in Florida,
Mhm.
and I went there for 2 weeks, and I was actually part of they have a SEAL course and then they have a SWCC course,
Yep.
and I was in the SWCC course, and but we all did training together, just kind of a little swapping of different things, doing training on fast boats and stuff. We didn't have we weren't on the Mark V's or anything like that,
Okay.
or any of the special boat teams or anything like that, but we had boats, Zodiacs and whatnot. And I was like, this is awesome, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this is kind of what I want to do.
Mhm.
So, but my mind was set on being a SEAL. And
Yeah.
so anyway, fast forward to the Naval Academy Prep School. I went there for a year, but I didn't get selected for the academy. And so I came back home and got a contract to go to SWCC training. And for those that don't know who SWCC is, they're the better alternative than the SEALs, in my opinion. They're the unsung heroes of the Naval Special Warfare community, I think.
Yeah.
Very underrated, but they're some of the best guys ever. So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I went through the pipeline, was there for about 4 months, and then got hurt a couple times and just couldn't continue on.
So can you walk through what that pipeline looks like?
Yeah. So it's changed a lot since I was there. They've really have amped up selection for a lot of guys. But when I was going through after boot camp, you would have the guys that were going to SEAL or EOD or diver.
Mhm.
They would have a prep course that was like they would have it in Chicago at Great Lakes, but SWCC didn't have one. They were just like, after boot camp, it's like, good luck.
Yeah, straight
you're
in.
on your own. And it's like after boot camp, like a lot of guys, they lose their fitness.
Yeah.
In a way. And but we went straight from boot camp. We had like a 4-week period of just like learning like finances and how to manage our money and whatnot. And then we went straight to Coronado from there and started our in-dock phase, which is about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then you go through your first selection phase, it's called basic crewman training. And you go through that for, I think it's like 6 weeks, something like that. Back then it was. And then you have a phase that's called the tour, which is like their version of Hell Week.
Okay.
And and then after that, you go through crewman qualification training, and then you're assigned to a special boat team. And we go through SEER and all that stuff too. But but ever since then, it's evolved. They've tried to incorporate the SEAL and SWCC students together and do like some sort of cross training. But back then, it was really just like straightforward,
Yeah. And what got you? Injury?
Yeah. Huh?
Injury?
Yeah, injury, man. It was the O course that we go through. It's out of all things, they have this thing called the balance logs where you got to go through 3 logs and one's like super wobbly at the very end. And then but I busted my knee up on it pretty good and got rolled back to another class. And then it just couldn't fully heal over time.
Does
and
it still bug you?
Not anymore. No. So
Injury always gets people.
Yeah.
It's those little things in a selection of all things too, like obstacle courses.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
but I mean, honestly, it's a killer obstacle course. I loved it though, but it just, when you're wet and sandy and you're trying to go through a foggy morning at Coronado, it's like everything's super slippery and
leather boots. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, but it was a good tenure there. I mean, like I say, God makes things work out for you in a certain way. And, and he was telling me that it wasn't meant to be. So, but I really enjoyed my time there. And
sure.
So
for the people who don't understand, a lot, most people know what a Navy SEAL is. Not everyone knows what SWCC is or what their job is. Can you, or the acronym even, people hear.
So it used to be called Special Warfare Combatant-Craft Crewman. And then now it's called Special Warfare Combat Crewman.
Okay.
So to make it easier for people to say, I guess.
Sure.
They were like, where's that extra C coming from? So, but they're, some of the best guys ever. I mean, they're so unappreciated, I think, in the SOCOM, but they're so heavily used.
This is like special insertion and extraction for other special operations teams.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
They do a lot of work with CAG and different other special forces.
Yeah. If you're making a beach entry, these are the guys who are going to drop you off, pick you up, make sure you're safe on the way in and out, right?
And a lot of stuff down in down south.
Sure, yeah. Too. South America, yeah. I mean, that's everything from rivers to sea to everything, right? Yeah.
So, but life finds a way. It's just it wasn't meant for me, but it's still ingrained in me. Just that whole side of the Navy, but yeah.
So obviously you get injured, and where do you go next?
So after that, you're basically you're disenrolled, and you go to a kind of like a waiting tank, essentially, to get reassigned. And at that point, you're just kind of like needs of the Navy. And some guys get lucky and they get other contracts. They go EOD or diver or whatever, CBs. I put in for all those cool guy jobs, and they're like, nope, this week you've only got undesignated seaman. So anyway, I didn't know what that entailed.
Yeah. What is that? Yeah.
So undesignated seaman means that you have no rate. Like when some guys, they go in the Navy, they have no idea what they want to do.
Sure.
So they offer them this program that you can go, and they say you can do any job in the Navy, get a taste of everything.
Oh goodness!
Oh no!
And it's
sounds
the
like
absolute yes, it is.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, a lot of guys that come from special programs in the Navy, they wind up going to that route because when you get a contract to go to BUDS or SWCC or anything, you have no rate. You're competing to get that rate as an SO or SB. But when you don't make it, then you have no rate. So you're basically, all right, you are needs of the Navy, and we're going to send you to a ship, and you are going to be getting to work. And work all day, every day till you give out, as Samuel Jackson said. And it's a lot of backbreaking work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure what they mean by dabble, it's clean here, sweep, mop here.
Oh yeah. You get very familiar with a broom and simple green real quick. And, but honestly though, it was even though it was a lot of hard work, it's I was able to get with some good people, there was some guys from other selections that were there. So we all kind of bonded our own little gang, and I had a lot of memories from that, but I did that for 2 years and was, I was trying to get back into selection, and it was so competitive back then. Everybody was wanting to be a team guy, and, we just killed bin Laden and everything. So it was super competitive, but but about halfway through my time, I struck OS, was an operations specialist, and went to go work in the big blue radar room of the ship and do some little cool stuff in there. And after that, I was like trying to figure out what's the next path for me. So, and that's how I started seeing country music was coming back on my radar.
Okay.
So,
was that something that was on your radar previous?
Yeah. I'd always loved music growing up. I mean, what kid doesn't, but where some kids at an early childhood grew up listening to Disney songs or something like that, I was listening to George Strait.
Sure.
And I watched a movie called Pure Country every single day. That was my thing. And I'd dress up in a little cowboy hat and everything and sing along to George. And but I didn't think I was going to make a career out of it. But I came home from deployment in 2014, and I went to LaGrange, Texas to see Merle Haggard.
Okay. Yeah.
And Merle really set me on a trajectory that was like, this is what I want to do. Because to me, Merle epitomized everything I wanted to be as a songwriter, as a singer, and a guitar player. And he really was my main inspiration. and then I, started discovering other guys, Waylon Jennings and George Jones. And so that was kind of like what I was like, yep, that's what I want to do.
Mhm.
I love that. And then the first time I ever played, well, in front of an audience, I had a little bitty guitar that was actually my one of my officers' guitars. He let me borrow it, and went to a bar in San Diego and get up there for an open mic. And what happens? First song, damn string breaks.
Yeah.
And so really kind of, I was like, oh, great.
Set the
great
tone,
start
huh?
here. Yeah.
So to speak.
So, but after that, I was like, yep, this one.
So that was in the Navy.
That was while I was in. Yeah. I was leaving the ship. I'd get out of my uniform and then I'd dress all up and looking like Jason Aldean going down the pier, and cowboy hat and everything. And they're like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to my concert, man. And but no, I was hook, line, and sinker after seeing Merle.
So how do you recover from a broken string on stage?
Honestly, at the time, I was so shocked. I was like, anybody else got another guitar here? Thankfully, somebody did. But I was like, right. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Freaking new guy. You know, so, but
yeah. Now, did you write any songs while you were in?
I didn't. No, I was still too green. I really hadn't lived life yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd had my childhood I could talk about, but I didn't really know anything about writing songs.
Mm-hmm.
And
so when did that come to you?
Probably about 2017. I really started sitting down and was like, okay, put some pen to paper here, and because if I'm going to make it in the music world, I need to have some songs of my own. I can't just do covers. So I just started writing anything I could about love, life, all the cliche stuff.
And what's your process with it?
Really, I have none. It just kind of whatever comes to mind. Sit
down and write?
Yeah. It's like Hank Jr. used to say, like, he'd talk about that they have writing sessions in Nashville. He's like, I don't do no writing session.
Yeah.
Like I'd be out on a boat fishing and then just something pop in your head.
A little bit of inspiration.
It's like you got to, whatever comes up in your head, you got to write it down.
How about like middle of the night? You ever get stuff
Always,
like that?
yeah.
I hear
Every
that
song I've
all
written,
the time.
It's like at 2:00 in the morning,
just pen and pad,
and then I'm up till like 5, you know, and then but it's just like my quiet time where your brain has just been electrified all day, and then all these thoughts come in. And I have a lot of songs I haven't completed just because it's like I'm up till like 5, and then I'll figure it out the next day, and then I'll forget about it. But it's really it's a painstaking process. Some songs are easy to write; they just come to you real quick, and others are just like, man, like what do I say here?
Sure.
So but it's really a therapeutic job that I'm in now.
Absolutely.
And that's another reason why I do it, because when I came back home, I was just so like high strung and stressed out all the time. But the music really helps me.
Yeah.
And,
well, it's a way to express yourself fully.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by especially writing your own songs, you're putting your experience, your thoughts, your emotions, and you're putting it on blast for the world to see.
Mm-hmm.
I can absolutely see how that's
vulnerability.
Therapeutic.
Yeah.
Showcases vulnerability, especially if you're your own if you're writing your own songs too, because that could be a reflection of who you are.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite subjects to talk about?
I mean,
sing about.
I sing a lot about, I have songs about the military, and, I love, I like talking about just some of my frustrations with the world today.
What's your what?
Well, let me guess to see, where do we start here?
He's pulling out a list.
I have a song called "Youngest Old Man Around" that I released 3 years ago, and
makes a lot of sense already.
Yeah, because I'm an old soul, and I'm one of those guys like we all experienced during COVID, like all the it's like, good God, like what's happening today? You know, and a lot of us were in our living rooms and just sitting around and seeing it all unfold.
Yeah,
I was sitting in my recliner like an old man, and I was like, all right, let's try and put something together with this. And I was like, people are, they're not nice to each other anymore. It's like you go to a grocery store or hardware store, nobody wants to help you. There's the patriotism. That was one thing. It's just like, that really upsets me.
Sure.
It's like, we all saw this after Charlie Kirk had passed away, that, it takes some kind of horrible event like that to to bring patriotism out. But
It
yeah,
does,
whenever
yeah.
that subsides, then we lose focus of it. A lot of us.
Yeah.
And
It's unfortunate.
and so I like talking about just those kinds of
So
things. And
I'm curious. So you do, when you write about things and you put pen
Mhm.
to paper, sometimes you inspire yourself to really come up with a concept. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think a solution
Hmm.
to that is? I mean, we talk about bringing patriotism back and
Mhm.
bringing back the philosophy of what America
Right.
is all represents, but
Mhm.
how do you do that?
That's a hard one, man. 'Cause, like,
Yeah, and I'm not expecting you
and
to have the answer there, but
I think a lot of it too is everybody's glued to their damn phones nowadays.
yeah,
And if we
Oh yeah.
bring back flip phones, maybe that could be a start. But
Yeah.
Get rid of social media.
yeah, I mean, there's all these, like,
I think isolation leads to polarization as well.
mhm,
Sure.
Is and talk about a world of algorithms where I'm literally getting the story told that
mhm,
I want to see.
It's
right.
completely catered to you. Yeah.
Well, see, like, another thing too is it's the influences that people see on their phones. They, when's the last time Hollywood ever made a decent, like, action movie, to say that?
Yeah.
Because, like, when we were growing up, you looked at guys like John Rambo or
Mhm.
all these, like, patriotic heroes that
Mhm.
love their country.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like what set the standard for me as a
Mm.
kid. And then when I grew up, I was like, I love my country.
Yeah,
I'd
18,
die
right?
for it. And, but it was a lot of my influences
Mhm.
that I saw, and, respect the flag, they're trying to take that out of schools and,
Mhm.
not saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, every show I do, at the very end, I always sing God Bless America. I have it carved in one of
Yeah.
my guitars. So as long as I'm around, I'm going to continue to spread that patriotism around, because we need it. And especially in times of peace,
Yeah.
we might think we're at peace right now. We're really not.
No.
And they get comfortable here in the United States, but there's a lot of evil in the world. We've seen it.
Yeah.
And it's just teasing us here and there, like, okay.
Yeah.
So whenever another GWAT pops up, who's going to be there to answer the call,
Mm-hmm.
So, I've have a lot of fear for the next generation of war fighters, but, there's some great ones in there now, but, I just don't know what we could do.
Confusing times.
Really,
I think that's the great thing about music too, is though it is another universal language. It has the ability to bring people together and invoke thought.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
For change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you would like to inspire your listeners too,
Yeah.
right? To
That's
learn.
one of my
That's
main
what I love
goals.
about country too. Is
Mhm.
it's got a lot of good stories to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the lyrics mean something
Mhm.
most of the time.
Yeah.
And hey, take what you take it from a grain of salt here, but some people think country is wildly depressing,
Mhm.
and so
Well,
such is life.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
honestly,
reflection of life
I
sometimes.
think a lot of artists, Vince Gill always said, we're inspired by our worst of times. And
Mhm.
that's when some of the best songs ever. I mean, He Stopped Loving Her Today. I mean, probably the saddest country song ever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or The Blues Man, or, I mean, there's just so many great songs, but yeah, but I like to do stuff that tries to inspire people, to really just stay uplifted in our hard times, So
Mhm.
I'm actually working on a song right now that's talks about, like, people that are burnt out and just
Yeah.
trying to, just like take it one day at a time, basically. So
Seems like a lot of people
don't
are
stress
there.
yourself out. We're
Yeah.
all overloaded. So
And just to back to what we were saying too, is I think we're in a society of instant gratification.
Mhm.
And I'm curious to see, because I know you know this is when you hear like Texas country,
Mhm.
versus new age country.
Mhm.
There's almost like a separation. It's almost like pop country now.
Right.
Mm.
Mhm.
So are we seeing that people are selling themselves out for that chart hit,
Mhm.
that Billboard?
Well, I mean, people have to pay their bills, right? They get
Yeah.
on with a record company and they tell you, all right, this is what you're going to sing, what you're going to wear. And some of them, they have to, because
Mhm.
they have kids to feed. I understand it.
Yeah.
So I don't like to down any artists for anything like that.
Sure.
But it's not my kind of music.
Yeah.
I'm an old country guy, but yeah. So there's people have to do what they got to do, but that's not going to be me. So,
It's just an evolution of the music, right?
Yeah. It's always been that way too. Nashville's always been about the money making thing. It's always been more business than it has been music, and that's where you get some of the best music from the guys that are independent. There's so if guys didn't do it their own way, we wouldn't have had a Waylon Jennings or Willie Nelson or Merle Haggard. They did things their way, and they created some of the best music ever. And then that's what inspired guys like George Strait and Alan Jackson to do their thing. So,
So what's that career look like? So getting out of the Navy and getting into music, and making it an occupation. Like, what does that transition look like?
Intimidating. Very intimidating.
Yeah.
More intimidating than going through any selection ever, because you have there's no like guidebook,
no path.
It's just like get up there and sing, and please a crowd. And if you can't do that, then you're done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, starting out, I listened to so much music that I was trying to like imitate some of my heroes.
Okay.
And so I was starting out doing like Nothing But Merle or Nothing But George and so I was acting like somebody else.
Sure.
But then somebody told me once, it's like, if you want to make it, you got to be your own self. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And
I've heard that too, but I've also heard that, no one wants to hear an original, especially if you're going to, to play at a bar, play on the Strip, wherever you're playing, they want the greatest hits.
Right.
So how do you pepper your personality in where you could be seen, you could be heard, you could be recognized, but yet still please the crowd?
It's still to this day. I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years. It's still very difficult to throw out an original song, unless if your following is there and they know your songs.
Sure.
But yeah, in like a barroom setting or anywhere like that where you get all kinds of people in there. Yeah, it's like, I don't play top 40, but I do. Popular enough songs that people get rowdy enough and whatnot. Sure. But I have like a deal where it's like every 5 or 6 songs throw in an original.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, y'all, this is an original song here. You like it, you like it, you don't. I don't care. I'm here for 3 hours. I'm here to please you. Yeah. So, but there's been good nights and some bad nights with it. So, you just have to read the crowd, see what they're into.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of it's been some crazy times, man. Like where I've been in a bar room or something like, and I'll start singing like God Bless America at the end or whatever. And, a bar fight will ensue in the middle of the song. And, but you just have to really read your audience to see what they're into.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have rapport with them.
Yeah. Because you could start doing a song that, ticks some guy off and then they just go crazy, but, or just, but they're all interesting. The crowds I play for, they're got a good mix of them. So
imagine it's the difference between going to a show, they're going to a bar show, or they're going to see you.
Yep.
Right. Those are two different things.
Right.
Depending on how they're going to react. But having rapport with your audience, I think that's important in any sort of live entertainment, whether it's comedy or, comedy, music, even if you're just speaking, if you're giving a presentation.
That's why I don't have set lists anymore. I go off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, you could have a perfect set list, but then it's like, it's not hitting well.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's perfect for you maybe, or perfect for another environment or another time, but maybe not for right then and there.
Yeah, it's like when in doubt, start playing Sweet Home Alabama or whatever, or,
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big one.
Yeah. Everyone wants to jive in on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you, a lot of artists, they talk about their triumphs, their successes, and it's easy to see. It's easy to look at their path and be like, wow, you make it look easy. Can you talk about some of the moments that have been truly testing for you, and maybe, hey, it's time to hang up the hat, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep grinding.
Well, I just look back, it's like, what other alternative would there be? You know, I did the military, and, you know, I had success and failures in there. But it's like, if I give up now, you know, what else is there for me? What else do I know that I could do? I don't want to sit in a cubicle.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit or do some, you know, factory job or whatever, you know, because I have a love for music.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of artists that just they quit, and then they regret it literally like months later, like, okay, I'm coming back into it. So you know, I could have just hung up the hat after the military and said, I don't know what to do here. And fortunately, I was like, you know, God gave me the gift to sing and play the guitar, you know, but it wasn't easy learning. I had to do a lot of soul searching and just commitment to it, because it doesn't just come to you overnight.
Yeah.
And I tell a lot of veterans that they get out that are just kind of aimless. They have no trajectory anymore. And I was like, you know, find something you're good at to do, something you love to do, and do it. Don't give up on it, you know. And but they just, I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, pray about it.
Yeah.
Sit down and pray about it.
Look inside.
Yeah. And, you know, don't give up hope, you know, because there's something out there for you. God has a plan for you. So yeah, I mean, but there's been a lot of times, even to this day, where it's just like, golly, I'm just worn out from doing shows. I mean, I do 100, 150 shows a year, and it's taxing.
Yeah.
But I just keep on going with it, man.
Yeah,
that's a lot of shows.
I have a lot of people that look up to me, and they want me to keep doing it, and they love my music. And I've had people that tell me that they've been going through the worst of times, and then they say that my music has uplifted them so much.
Nice.
And so yeah, I mean, that's what I do it for, is the people that come out and, you know, spend their hard-earned money to take a trip out to wherever I'm playing. You know, I've had people come from hundreds of miles out of their way to come see me, and I just it's an honor that and I'm so blessed to have people that are in my life like that. And so I keep on going, man. I guess I'm just too stupid to quit. So, you know, either way.
Curious, you know, as you're writing, how do you match the melody to the vocals? You know, like,
so I just come up with like a simple poem first, and then I just sit down and I just try and put some work on the guitar with it. But a lot of times I'll be just playing the guitar, and then something will come up to my head or whatever. It's like, that's a good riff.
Yeah, because that's when it comes to songwriting, there's an art to that, and there's an art to matching that to a tune or a melody. And you get some of the best, you know, best lyrics with no melody, and it's got no home. But you could go to a different artist and they interpret that their own way. And I think that's a really incredible part of music too. Yeah. Is, you know, this song is meant for this specific voice.
There's a lot of songwriters that I mean, they make a living writing songs, and they give them out, like Dean Dillon for George Strait. I mean, some of the best songs ever written. You know, Dean Dillon's a great singer in his own right, but George had the vocals for those particular songs.
Sure.
You know, like Tennessee Whiskey. It's like so many people have covered it, but Chris Stapleton, I mean, blew it out of the sky.
The only one who could do it, right?
You know, and then
Johnny Cash. Right?
Johnny Cash.
I heard that with Purdy as well. Like he had some country music songs that no one could quite hit, and he really made it happen with his unique kind of voice.
But it's difficult trying to figure out, okay, I got this song here, but how can I play it to where it's something that hasn't been heard before?
Yes.
You know, what am I saying here that hasn't already been said? You know, so
I think you can see artists take both approaches too, right? Where they write the music first, and then they try to fill in lyrics.
Yeah.
And it's not a country music example, but System of a Down. You listen to System of a Down. I mean, everyone's listening to them. Their lyrics make no sense at all. There's no rhyme, no reason. They're just words most of the time. Not telling any sort of a story. It's because they write the music, and then they just fill in lyrics that seem to flow with the music, right? He's got the song Terracotta Banana Pie.
Oh, yeah.
It means absolutely nothing, right? But the way that he says it, the register in which he says it in, and the way that it plays with the music, like it flows.
Yeah.
But if you started writing those asinine lyrics and tried to fill in music with that, then it would never make sense.
Yeah.
So I can see both sides. Like
a lot of genres are like, they, like rock or rap or anything like that. It's like you could say something like what they say, but like country music, it's like, the words are the most important thing of the song. And then you have accompany everything else, the instruments and whatnot to it. But the words are the most important thing in country music. I mean, it just tells a story, tells the truth.
It's storytelling.
But there's a lot of great rock songs too that really, I mean, the words are great. I mean,
absolutely,
a lot of great songs from, Journey and REO Speedwagon, those guys. So
there's emotion and storytelling and a little bit of everything.
Is there songs that you maybe hear and you're like, I need to put the country tweak on that?
I mean, I do a lot of covers and stuff like, I do Sweet Caroline or Sweet Home Alabama or whatnot. But I mean, there's a lot of great songs that are in all genres that can, have a good country twist to it. I mean, hell, they did a Motley Crue country album one time. It was all these country artists did Motley Crue songs.
That's cool.
So yeah, but I'll throw in like Eric Clapton. I'll do some Eric Clapton in my shows, and
Clapton's great. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
let's like Johnny Cash did "Hurt," right? And that's a
Nine Inch Nails.
Nine Inch Nails song, which you would never think Nine Inch Nails and Johnny Cash, like never in a million years, but. He's the only guy who can sing that song. Yeah. I mean, "Hurt" is...
Well, I never even heard
one and done.
"Hurt" before he did it. So, I was like... But, there's a lot of great songs that can be countrified,
Sure. Yeah, and it conveys emotion and power, and especially depending on that register, because, I mean, Johnny Cash, like, one of the most emotionally charged
He was another one of my big
singers.
Influences too.
Sure.
I saw the movie Walk the Line. I was like, oh yeah. So I had this little keyboard thing that I'd have at home, and I'd play the little opening scene where it was like boom, 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 at Folsom Prison. And that was awesome, man. I loved, and then I got to see where he lived in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And I loved just that old sound, man. Just that old country, steel guitars and fiddles, man.
Sure.
So, that's just...
So about 150 shows a year, you said?
Yep.
And where's that taking you?
Anywhere from Fort Worth, East Texas, down south sometimes.
So mostly in the Texas area?
Mostly Texas, yeah. Okay. Anywhere outside of that, it becomes a little tricky financially sometimes.
Yeah.
I would like to get some stuff on the East Coast eventually, and do some stuff out of Virginia Beach and some of them areas out there, and get back to the West Coast and do some stuff. But right now, it's just been a Texas tour, just heavily a lot of rotating shows from different same kind of venues, but I've developed a pretty cool following along the way. So a lot of great people that come out. So
dedicated listeners, fans.
Yeah, we have a little dedicated fan club where they have T-shirts of mine, and so they come out and they get a kick out of them. So
that's great. That's awesome. Do you have a band that you travel with? Or
no, I used to do some band shows, but mostly just solo. So I'm putting in all the work. So
Is there scalability there, or you feel happy with 150 shows a year? I mean, what does the next steps for you look like?
Really, I want to get another record going. I recorded one 3 years ago, and I have a lot of songs that I've written that I'd like to get out there. So that's kind of like the next goal, is to get another record made, and and then really just keep on doing my thing. I'd like to get some more stuff with different organizations, doing some shows for them. So I did back in 2020, I did the Medal of Honor convention in Fort Worth, and I absolutely love that. I mean, getting to do a show for the Medal of Honor recipients, and it was just a really cool thing. I love doing stuff for military groups. And, so just any kind of thing like that. I'm not the kind that's like seeking fame or wealth or anything like that. I love performing, and
want to make a living doing it, obviously,
And so I love to play, and and play for good crowds. And so, and any little bit of thing I can give back to the military and the ones that are in need, I love to do that. So, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, maybe focusing on some of these local charity events.
Yeah.
I think, were you here at the Texas Valor Project here?
I wasn't here for that. I was here a few weeks ago for their other clay shoot that took place. But yeah, I love doing any kind of stuff for the military groups around. I do Carry the Load every year.
Oh yeah,
that's my thing. So I saw y'all had Clint Bruce on a while back.
They did, yeah.
My brother and him actually went to school together back in the day. So,
no kidding. Yeah.
So that's how I knew about Chris back then. So, but anyway, I mean, not Chris, Clint. But yeah, so yeah, I love doing just all those kind of organizations and just wherever I can get my foot in the door, wherever there's a stage.
So, I mean, Texas is a very music friendly place, obviously. Have you looked into any of the festivals? Get South by Southwest is a great one for local artists.
Is that the thing at the airport that they have, or what is that?
That's like a music and film festival out of Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay. It's a big. They have a thing at South,
and they have Austin City Limits. All these things.
Yeah.
Those are little the artists they pick, or
it's like really just like I'm down for whatever. I meet a lot of people at different shows that say, oh yeah, I know these people down here, and we'll get you down here and do that.
I guess it's just consistency, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to kick out an album.
It's a lot of a lot of people are so like, I need to talk to whoever. It's like, well, if it's in your trajectory, God's going to put those people in your life. He's going to say, send them to a show and they'll see you, and then they'll say, yeah, we need this guy wherever.
Sure.
So it's a lot of that. 'Cause for example, I used to play at Southern Junction a lot. And, that was like one of my biggest things I wanted to get, just to play there. 'Cause growing up in Rockwall, that's like the big honky tonk and out here. So,
okay.
I tried for a long time, like, hey, here's who I am, try to give business cards out, but it's like, oh, okay, here's another artist type of thing. Well, they see you at a show, then they see what you can do, and it's like, okay, let's get him out here. So it's a lot of like networking at shows and
happenstance at the same time, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Because a lot of times you can't plan for an agent to be at your show, right? Or a scout to be at your show.
And a lot of times you got to be careful with that too. So you don't want the wrong person getting into your life with that. So
try to take advantage. You mean?
Yes.
Is that, have you had anything like that happen?
I've had that a while back. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you just have to really be careful with that, because like I said, Nashville or whoever's all out to make money off of you. And Aaron Lewis actually just talked about this on Tucker Carlson about it, how the music industry really is. And so it's a lot of cutthroat stuff.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah. I mean, it's like the whole thing with owning other people's masters, right? I mean, you can buy somebody's like the rights to their music, which is, it's crazy to me that that's even a thing.
Yeah, it's that's why I want to be the independent artist. I have no problem with doing that, booking my own stuff, wearing what I want to wear, sing what I want to sing, and so but yeah, there's good and bad to both sides of it.
Sure.
So
yeah. I imagine it's more difficult to make it in that fashion, but it's still accomplishable. Just like the opposite direction. I mean, you could really make it, but you can be like Kanye West, having to spend $250 million a year just to be able to have your music played. Well, he has to spend some asinine amount of money just so his music can still be played, because he loses money on every song being played. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane to me. Yeah.
It's a very crazy industry, but if you
crazy time. Yeah. Do you think creativity is dying a little bit?
Maybe.
Well, AI music's a thing now.
Exactly. I mean, we just we displace. Now it's, you don't even have to write anymore.
Well, it's
or think.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of artists now, they just get songs from wherever, and then I don't know how everybody's thinking is, if they even care anymore, because there's so much music out there now, and it's so repetitive. It's like, I've heard this before, or I've heard somebody else say the same thing and same tunes and whatnot. I just try to keep it as authentic as possible and something.
I think attention spans as well. That kind of goes back to what we were saying. Is the average attention span. It used to be like, I mean, I read a statistic 3 years ago that was 3 minutes. And now it's less than that.
Like 6 seconds or something.
Yeah, you have 3 seconds to capture someone's attention.
Yeah.
And if not, you're on to the next. So how do you exist in a world like that? I mean, with songs that are 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. You just keep doing your thing. I look at it as like, I'm looking at the people that are looking at me.
Yeah.
I don't,
that's good.
I've played shows where it's like one half of the room is there and then the other half's in the back drinking and cutting up or whatever. I'm playing to the people that are there to see me.
Sure.
Or that are actually paying attention, So I try not to let it get to me. It's a lot of artists, they can let that get to them.
Sure.
And that can be their downfall is showing like emotions, on stage,
At least emotions like that, right? Where you're getting upset at the crowd for not listening.
So it's like, look at me, like, but I get it. It's frustrating because you put a lot of time and effort to putting on a good show. And then like, you spend hours of, practicing and doing all this stuff. And then you get to a show and then like, people are on their phones and stuff, or like they're, showing people videos while you're playing. I'm like, so you just have to power through it.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with those moments where maybe you're not doing your best and you're not, today's not your day, you're making mistakes. How do you drive on,
I just own it up to it. If I make a mistake during a song or whatever, like I just own it up. Like, Waylon Jennings used to do the coolest things whenever he'd make a mistake. Whenever he did live shows, he would just say, "Oh, that's my first mistake," or "That's my second." He would admit it, and then, or like he'd go whoop whoop, just kind of like to get through it, and the people loved that.
Sure,
But yeah, I mean, there's been times where just like, it's like, God, I just want to go home and go to sleep, or I'm just like, I'm worn out,
or maybe you show up and the crowd is not what you expected.
True. Yeah.
There's
been a lot of nights where
I've seen people perform, at a bar, and maybe like 2 people are in the crowd, and they still like get up there and show their best, and I think that's really admirable when that happens.
You have to, because those 2 people came to see you.
Yes.
And if you're acting like a jackass and you're like, I want a bigger crowd, or I want to, it's like you're just an attention seeker. It's like you've lost track of what it was that you want to do.
You're there to perform, not to be seen by a crowd. Right. Yeah.
But I mean, it can be heartbreaking. Sure. And that's why a lot of artists quit. They like, I'm only getting like 5 people tonight coming out, or like, I've had shows where I've rented out theaters to come out, have people come out, and then like you only get maybe 10 or 15 of them.
Sure.
And it's like you got to pay all this money back for the theater you rented, and so yeah, it's disheartening, but you just got to keep a smile on your face and play for the people that came to see you, because you don't know what they're feeling.
That too.
You don't know, they may be having the worst day, and they said to themselves, I'm going to get out and I'm going to go see this guy tonight.
Yeah.
And maybe he can cheer me up.
Exactly.
If I look up there and see this guy he's just miserable, he don't want to play just because I'm here.
Yeah.
It's like, what, so they're going to,
and then they'll take that message and
and the thing is, they remember the little things that you say. Any artist that I talk to, be nice to every single person, because if there's one moment where you're rude or somehow or arrogant, they're going to remember that forever. Forever, because they looked up to you like you're a role model to some people. So it's like, I have my heroes. They always say don't meet your heroes type of thing, but so I just try to be that guy that's respectable to whatever people have come out to see me. And so
and the most important thing is it helps you out, and that's your passion. That's what you wanted to do outside of the Navy. So really appreciate your story and telling your tale, man. I hope you continue to do what you love and write some great songs, find some inspiration, and keep rocking it.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Of course. Where can we find you? So if we want to listen to your music, do you got a website, Spotify?
I'm on Spotify, YouTube,
Okay.
Facebook. You can check out my schedules. I've got a fan page you can look up and join up. And we get a lot more videos and whatnot. And
Excellent.
So yeah, all those streaming platforms, you go check out the music and just like old country, just check it out.
Perfect. We'll include some links there. So if you want to, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see more with Brandon, listen to his music, then we'll include some links there in the bio and just click it and follow along. And give this man a follow. Go support his musical career and musical journey. This has been the Medevac podcast. We'll see you guys next week.
See you next time.